like my voice. I don't feel like it carries the necessary weight or gravity to convey the things I want to experience, to convey the things I have experienced, rather. I feel as though I speak with a kind of lackadaisical, naive, Pollyannish, everything will work out tone. I have no doubt been changed, transfigured even, by my experiences in higher education and by my socialization in predominantly white, middle-class environments. I feel as though this particular upbringing has shaped me in ways that have alienated me from other Black communities, from other Black people, and has made it very challenging for me to develop my own personality, to develop my identity, and to really claim who I am in a world that has been transfigured by centuries of colonial domination, white supremacy, genocide, oppression, exploitation, extraction. And I'm just one person trying to make my way in this world, trying to carve out a little piece of success, a little piece of something I can call my own. And it's difficult navigating the internal conflicts, the tension, having on one hand advanced degrees and high income, and on the other memories of, banquet TV dinners, coming home to no power, no father in the house, all the trials, the tribulations, the bullshit that comes with growing up in a rough way, growing up where there is an abundance of lack. This year especially has been tough. These past 6 months, it's enough to take your breath away. I was in New Orleans the night of that terrorist attack on Bourbon Street, excuse me. I was on Canal Street at some little chicken joint waiting for chicken tenders. And I heard the commotion, I heard the gunshots, I heard the screaming, I heard sirens erupt everywhere. And it's kind of difficult to explain what it's like being so close to something so terrible. Like that very night, I walked back to my hostel. My phone had died, so I couldn't grab an Uber. So I just walked back in the night, completely unaware of the gravity of the situation, of the event that had transpired just a few hundred yards away. And when I returned to Los Angeles in the days after that attack, I landed into yet another national tragedy, the wildfires, right? Toxic air and smoke. The city was devastated, deserted, a ghost town, really. And then the hits kept coming. Donald Trump being elected, the escalation of the war in Ukraine, the escalation of the war between Israel and Palestine. It takes a lot of courage and spirit and strength and resolve to continue doing whatever it is that we do when we rise every day to meet fresh challenges, to seize fresh opportunities. It requires a very deep spiritual strength to know that we have to put so much significance into something that can be taken away in such a haphazard and senseless way. It's a test, a kind of cosmic test. A cosmic test with an absurd requirement that we pour ourselves into something that is so fickle and so tenuous, and that we continue to do so day after day, even though it's exhausting, even though there is no promise of any sort of benefits, any sort of absolution, any gold at the end of the rainbow. But we keep pouring ourselves into the effort. It reminds me of the myth of Sisyphus, the tortured soul punished by the Greek gods and destined to roll a boulder up a mountain, only to have it fall all the way back down to the base once he reaches the summit, and to continue this process over and over again for all eternity. And I guess the point is it all futile? Like, what do we get out of witnessing these moments of exhilaration, euphoria, terror, chaos, confusion, the senseless violence, the noise, the music? What do we gain from this? Why do we do any of this? Why do we rise every day in synchronized fashion to assume the various functions necessary to uphold society, to push things forward? In our very strivings to achieve something, we embody the engine of time, in a sense. We create history with our actions. We expand the horizon of possibilities. We challenge traditions. And it's hard, it's difficult work. And you should never be gaslit into thinking that you're weak or you're lesser than if you feel tired or exhausted, or it seems like it's too much, or you just need a break and a quiet place for a little while. What we're doing has never been done before. And only you can do what you can do in the moment. And you can only do what you can do in the moment. And the moment is always passing. The moment is always changing. It's elusive, ephemeral. I feel like I'm chasing some sort of moment, some sort of epiphany, some moment of epiphany where everything makes sense and I'm able to transcribe the tension and the tumult in my soul. But as I said before, I don't like my voice. I don't feel like I'm strong enough to say the things that I need to say. I don't feel like I've done the necessary work to endow me with the capacities to speak truth to power and to cut through all the lies and the bullshit and the gaslighting and the propaganda. And that hurts. It hurts because in my heart I'm a philosopher, and I'm drawn to ideas, principles, wisdom that transcends my individual location in time, in history, in space, and reaches towards something more transcendental. Maybe I hope that by pursuing those broader, more abstract ideals, I will stumble upon something that helps to heal the various voids and scars in my own soul. The same voids, holes, scars that we all carry and that we accumulate as we carve out a path for ourselves in this chaotic world. But we're 6 months into 2025, and these 6 months have been crazy, exhilarating, unexpected. Every year it seems like this, and it seems like the pace at which these changes continue to accelerate, and it seems to me as if we're destined to witness these global scale exponential processes take off. Global warming, ecological destabilization, inflation, technological development, all these things that began slow as a trickle. And because they began so slowly, we are lulled into a false sense of security, and we look away, easily distracted by all the bullshit that's fed to us through all the media that we have access to. And then we look up from our technologically induced hypnosis, delirium, euphoria, to see our world, this planet, completely transfigured, completely changed. And we look inward to see that we are unequipped to deal with the pace of those changes, and we feel unmoored, lost, afraid, unanchored. And so maybe I just want a sense of grounding, a sense of stillness. But rest is always temporary until it's the great rest. So take a break if you need. Get some water if you need it. Breathe in, breathe out, and just know that whatever is happening, whatever great narrative we are a part of, it is set to continue. And it will require everything and more from each and every one of us. So whatever it is that you do, whatever hopes, dreams, aspirations, goals you may have, whatever challenges, setbacks, hurdles you may encounter, know that you are building the capacity to obtain the former and to overcome the latter. With every breath you take, with every idea you jot down, with every rep you do, with every note you practice, with every stroke you mark. And it's a marathon, not a race. And it comes slowly, and then it comes all at once. It's late as fuck, almost 4 a.m. And I suppose these are the last thrashings of my mind before I yield to sleep. So hopefully you enjoyed this ramble. If so, like, share, subscribe, comment.